Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Primitive Gatherings, and another week has flown by, and it's time for block 18 of our American Gatherings Quilters Stitch Along. So I'm super excited because I did my homework early this week, so I'm not rushed. However, we just had 44 wonderful women from Utah on a bus trip here, and we just gave them 2 tours, and they had a blast in the shop. So thank you, Bonnie Miles, for getting them here from Utah. We appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. It was hairy-carry, but it was a lot of fun. All right, so I have a couple things to start off with while you're jumping on. And remember, we always have prizes for this. So today's prizes are a Woolen Needle 5 charm pack, oldie but a goodie, a current Yuletide charm pack, awesome for ornaments in Yuletide Gatherings book. And then we have a flannel gatherings book. Now this book is awesome because it has a ton of cool quilts in it, but it doesn't have to be made of flannel. You can make these out of anything. And this is one of the featured quilts in my studio here that I've recreated from an antique quilt. So this is a really cool book. All right, so I got a couple awesome donations this week for our Hogs for Heroes. Should I tell them the total now or after? After. Okay. So this letter is from Glory. She has did a second donation. So thank you, Glory. Here is her letter. Here is my second donations for Hogs for Heroes. This one I send in honor of my cousin Marge McGee of Louisiana. She signed up in the U.S. Army short after high school and has been serving ever since. She now battles ovarian cancer, but still works for the military. Mary, we hope that all things work out for you, and we'll be praying for you for dealing with ovarian cancer. That can't be fun. So another is, I am sending you 2 panels of fabric that I found at a local garage sale. I am pretty sure that either you or someone at the store will make something pretty out of it. And they were Wisconsin panels from one of our previous shop hops, so that was awesome. Finally, I want to congratulate you and the whole team for a beautiful store and retreat. I watched the video tour and it all looks amazing. Sincerely, Gloria Torres. Awesome. So she sent in another $100 for a total of $120. Thank you, Glory. And then we had this, remember we were supposed to do our auction, but we've moved our auction till the end because we just weren't ready. Let's just be honest. Carrie was out sick a couple days, and I want to wait till I have a quilt done because I want to auction one of my Stitch Along quilts off too. So, but she doesn't give me her name. Oh, Rosemary. Rosemary sent in these beautiful patriotic earrings that she hand beaded. And they are just amazing. If I set them here, can you see them? Kaylee, is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So here's what Rosemary has to say. Good morning, Lisa and staff at Primitive Gatherings. First, congratulations on your grand reopening. I've happily watched all of your adventures on YouTube and love your sharing tips and great patterns. Perhaps someday I'll be able to plan a visit to your gathering retreat center with a group of my friends. Until then, I will happily visit Drusilla at your Temecula store. I'm looking forward to our next shopping trip in 2 weeks. So Drew, you got a new name. It's Priscilla. But please accept this donation to your Hogs for Heroes program in the name of my father, Robert, who served in the Navy and spent most of his days in Okinawa and CB. As for my father-in-law, John Jameson, who was in the Marines and served in World War II, and then later served in the Korean War, where he also trains other recruits as a DI. I don't know what that means, but oh, instructor, drill instructor? Okay. I forget you know all this stuff. And this is Carrie over here, by the way. So she's helping me out. And for his brother, Bud Jameson, who served in the Korean War and Army and later was stationed at the North Pole. Some stories told about a listening station. And for Bud's wife, Patricia Ann Powers, who served as a WAVE in the Navy, WAVE, as a cryptologic technician. Code girl. Cool. Everyone knew that she had stories to tell, but she never did. She has passed away this year at 93 and was interred with honors at the Saratoga National Cemetery. How cool is that? I just got goosebumps. I've designed and created these patriotic earrings as part of my flag collection. They have been quite popular. I am sending these in hopes they will arrive in time for you to include in your Hogs for Heroes auction. You bet they arrive just in time. So thank you for that. That was awesome. Okay, so our grand total with our cross stitch patterns that we have sold is $30,369. How awesome is that? So well over my goal of 25,000. So that is cool. Now, speaking of Katie, we are going to be putting some of her cool little handmaids on our website. So Katie is the cross stitcher, daughter of Val, my long arm quilter. She has made these beautiful block cross stitch, super, super tiny earrings and pendants. So I just picked one of them. This is the red one. They come in gray and blue, but super cool, a couple different sizes, and these are handmade. And then Julie from Me and My Stitches put them in these beautiful glass pendants. And you got to be careful when you travel with these that you protect that glass. So that's what they look like. And the chains are optional. You can put your favorite chain on them, or we do have those for $5 as well. I think that's what they are. Okay, are we ready to do our block? I think so. Oh, a couple messages. I'm like the news anchor at the desk. Okay, so these are messages from our shipping department, from Judy, the customer service person. Urban Farmhouse 2, the pre-cuts have arrived and have shipped. We still, however, have not received the bolted fabric. So if you're waiting for bolted fabric, they're not here yet. We're all still waiting. So thank you in advance for your patience. And then as long as we're talking about fabric delivery, Starlight Gatherings, which was slated for October, is now not going to come till mid-December. So again, if you have something on order for that, hopefully you're getting this message now, so that'll eliminate you having to call and check on your order. But all just kind of know that fabric deliveries have been delayed at least 2 months, I would say. And guess what? Going out the door today is our wool boxes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience on those. We really had a lot going on, and those are going out the door now, but I promise it's so cool. You're going to love it, and forgive me for having it be late. And then speaking of boxes, our holiday gift box, which is our box that goes out at Christmas time in December for you, but it's not Christmas stuff. It's a gift for you, either from somebody else that maybe bought it for you, or from yourself to you, but it's not Christmas items, but it's a Christmas present. So I hope that makes sense. And then All Things Pumpkin, that's a little event I'm doing on the 29th of October. We have moved that to another date. So we have one the 29th, and we added another class for the 30th because we had so many people on a waiting list that I'm going to give up my Saturday and come and stitch with you guys and hang out and do All Things Pumpkin 2 days in a row. So super exciting that we're filling double classes. And then one thing for all of you, because I know some of you can't come here to do All Things Pumpkin, Monday, it is my turn to do a free pattern on the Farmhouse Friends mystery group. So, you know, I've done things on there for all these events, but my week is on Monday. So look for my project. And yes, I'm still stitching it. I'll have it done today though. So plenty of time to get that out for you for Monday. All right. Anybody have anything else? Jessica will be picking winners for our giveaway, so please keep commenting. She just randomly goes in there and grabs your name, and you will be a winner. So those have been fun to do. So today's block is kind of like a maple leaf or a leaf. So this is really simple compared to the last couple weeks with those funky measurements, but I kind of have to apologize because I forgot my stripes this week. I was trying to get them done at home and forgot to bring them. So that is the block we're making. And here are all the parts that we need. So I think I'm going to go this way. All right. So we need the rectangle for the half square triangles. We need 3 blues for our block. Another 3 light squares. This is for the little stem of the leaf block. Here are our sashings, and then 2 triangles for the sides of our stem. So that's all the pieces and parts we need for this. And then it's time to shoot our half square triangles. I'm going to lower, shorten. I always say lower, but it's shorten. Shorten your stitch length to about 1 or about half of what you normally stitch at. And then I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to quick zip these up, move my thing over. So what are we waiting for Kaylee to be in our video room? Just my table?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the feedback on the sound. And we don't know what happened. Was that yesterday? Tuesday. I think we thought my mic was turned up a little too loud or something, right? Yeah. So sure. I didn't check my thing. So yeah, so if our sound doesn't ever sound good, please let us know because we could probably fix it during the event as well. So nobody told us on Tuesday that our mic was funny. Remember, we're all still newbies at this. I can't whip this out of here too fast or my machine comes unthreaded. All right, so there we are, all stitched. I'm going to trim. So I stitched on all of the dashed lines on the diagonals. And now I'm going to cut apart the perimeter and in between and then on the diagonal there. So Kaylee, let me know if I'm doing good. We have another camera today. So we have 3 angles today, if you didn't notice. Bless you. All right, now over to the iron. I'm going to flip these so the dark side is up.
What size cast iron? So that I can talk. What size triangles?
1 inch.
So say that fully. 1 inch.
1 inch finished half square triangles we're making. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to flip them over, and to peel the paper off, I'm going to hold on to it right near the stitching, come in and pull from the center. That's the fastest and easiest way to rip this paper off. And remember, shortly after the video, the block will load on my blog, lisabongean.com. And sorry about the mix-up with 15 and 16 always printed. But if that ever happens again, go back to the first post and it's always right there. All right, so now I'm going to go to the design board. I'll put it right here, and I will lay those there. I suppose I can start laying them out in the right order. And you could do one rectangle here instead of the squares, but the squares work just fine too. It's so little that it doesn't matter. All right, so all I'm missing here is our stem. So we're going to go over, and I know this stem looks really tiny, but it is only a 1/4 inch wide. So I'm going to center it on this triangle. Put my stitch length back to normal. I'm just going to give this a finger press there. Line up the other side. When you start your fabric, oh, I can't do that. I got to make sure I press it all the way to the blue. I would have sewed on it. So you want to press this seam toward the blue.
What is your normal stitch length?
I stitch a smidge under 2. I like my stitch length a little smaller because I do a lot of small pieces, so that way like the beginning and the ending of your piecing, it's not like big stitches. So look at how nice and skinny that is. So now I need to trim this to 2.5. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to use this one. So I'm just going to put the corner, if you have a square, which I normally have my square, I think it's right there in the box, right there. Yep, thank you. You just rely on your tool. So your squares always have a diagonal, and I want this diagonal because I'm going to center that diagonal right down the middle of that stem. Okay, and then I'm going to trim 2 sides, turn it, and then do the other 2 sides. I forget we have a phone in here now. So line it up on 2.5. Double check to make sure I'm not just guessing. Yep, 2.5. All right. Trim that off. And then we have that perfect corner for our leaf block. So now I'm just going to piece these into 4s. Those ladies were so fun from Utah. I hope they're all like, will you rent a machine so I can fly? Well, you bet.
They really enjoyed the tour.
Yeah, the gathering, they're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Jessica, do you want to pick a winner?
Got 'em.
Amber Lanack Smith? Lanae Smith? Lanae, sorry. What'd she win, Carrie?
Yuletide gatherings.
Ooh, brand new charm pack.
Lisa,
What?
do you have a pattern for the design boards?
I do not have a pattern, but Lori Holt has one on her blog on how to make these. They're super quick. I use leftover binding. And she will definitely has a really nice tutorial on how to do that. Kaylee found me my handy dandy block that I love so much. All right, so as I open these up and place them back on the design board, I'm going to kind of give them a little finger press so they know where to go.
Have you ever used a 28mm rotary cutter for small pieces?
I don't. I like my big one. I just use it for everything. So, but you can. I use my little rotary cutter for cutting out my fusible web. Is what I mainly use that for. Instead of a scissors, because you can put it on the mat and just kind of wheel it around.
What color thread are you using?
I'm using Aurifil 2625 right now. I did offer a couple suggestions for threads for this. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where these go. Oh, yeah. That one. And this one's going that way. Yep, I did it right. Okay. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. That one goes there. And this one must go on the bottom. There you go. All right. So I'm going to do rows on top. You could do 4 patches as well, but I tend to do rows most of the time. And then the bottom one has to be a 4 patch because I have to put it up against the stem. I don't know if I like how I line that one up, that first one. Let's see what it looks like. I can live with it. It's just off a smidge. So see what I mean? It's just off just a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, nobody's going to notice. All right, these two are going together. Peek at that seam. Yep. So after this, I'm getting ready for Junk in Our Trunk sale that we have tomorrow. So hopefully the rain will hold off because I have lots of treasures to get rid of. We went to the storage unit yesterday. So I don't want to do it wrong, so I gotta make sure it's right. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to pin because these are 4 little sections here. So I'm going to pin these so they don't move on me when they're this long. One seam I usually don't pin, but when there's 3 here like this one, then I tend to pin those. All right, who is our second winner? Bonnie Emmons, you have won the Wool and Needle Flannel 4-pack. So if you win one of our prizes during our lives, please contact us at store@primitivegatherings.us. Send us your physical address, and we'll get those out to you. Press the seam open. When they're little seams like this, I don't pull out my stick, but like this one that I just sewed here is longer, so then I'll use my pressing stick in case you were wondering why I don't always use it. So now when I have longer,
You go to the middle.
You want to talk about the Rowenta?
sure. So the Rowenta is my favorite iron. And this is called a steam station. So it has a tank on it that holds a whole bunch of water. And it has a steam button here. So every time I press this button, it gives me a blast of steam. So I piece with a lot of steam. I'm constantly steaming my stuff. So I don't know how people do that without it, but I need my steam. And these are on order right now, so we're waiting. Moda is waiting for them to come in. Everybody's waiting. The retreat house is waiting for them. I had to bring in some irons from home because I want people to have the steam stations there as well. So we are waiting for an order. And this is an older model here. You're not going to get the same exact model now. All right. Last seam here. Fold those together. And then like the pressing stick, the whole idea behind that is to hold the seams away from the one that you're pressing. So it doesn't wreck them or mess them up, get them going the wrong way. Because that's on a little bump, it kind of isolates the seam that you want to press open. All right. Checking my intersections here. I look pretty good. So with these 1-inch half square triangle papers, they have a smaller seam allowance in it. So they have this really little dog ear. And I don't take the time to stop and cut that off. I just leave it on there. So if you're wondering why I didn't do that, that's why. I don't think it matters. And I'm all about being efficient. Because I have lots of stuff to do. But I am pretty happy at what I've been getting done. I must have laid out like about 6 projects yesterday and the day before. So I'm just going to press these away. And then the last 2 sashing strips on here. I'm going to show them something here. Is this a good spot right here?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to go over here. Right here. Can you kind of see how this one, I didn't force it to line up? That's okay. That happens sometimes. And all I'm going to do is just put this next log on here, and that will just go away. So I just wanted to point that out in case it happens to you, that it does happen to me too sometimes. I could have yanked it over and pinned it, but sometimes you don't have to. Because this still lines up beautifully. And that could be like a little error in cutting or something, like maybe I didn't cut perfect. But once you've been quilting for 20 years, you become really good at compensating. Or knowing what matters and what doesn't. All right. Look at this beautiful block. I didn't nail off any points at all. Everything looks good. So now I have 2 done. And like I said today, I can't sew the stripes on because I left them at home, but please forgive me with that. And of course, I didn't forget we have one more prize to give away. So if you have any questions, get them in here now before we sign off. But this is CC Carter. This is your new book. So please send us your address and the girls will get that out to you in shipping today, even if you get us that information fast. But anything else, Jess, that I might have missed?
Will you be doing a final tutorial on how to put the whole quilt together?
Sure, you bet. I have 3 quilts to make, so I can easily do that. That'll be fun. So I'm all about doing that as well. And I can't wait for you to see what I pick out to do sashing with because I didn't pick it out yet. So it's a mystery. So I want you to be aware that you can pick whatever you want for sashing. And those of you who don't want to wait for those instructions, I do have them in my American Gatherings book. There is the quilt that's with the same block. Those finishing instructions will transfer over to this quilt as well. So they're the same quilt, basically, is what I'm telling you. So if you have that book, you already have the cutting instructions for that in that book. But did you see one of the ladies posted, she's making cornerstones for hers in the Stitch with Lisa group. So make sure you're joined in the Stitch with Lisa Bongean group so you'll see some of the fun stuff that people are doing with the quilt. And one person only made 16 blocks and gifted the quilt to somebody. That was fun to see that she didn't have to wait for all 20. She was happy with the 16 that she had. So that was nice to see as well. So I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for joining us here, and we will see you again next week. Bye now.